안녕하세요. 미국보험박쌤입니다. 오늘은 박쌤과 친구들이라는 제목을 가지고 좀 색다른 프로그램을 만들어 봤는데요. 제가 알고 있는 전문가 친구들을 제 쇼에다 모셔다가 여러분들이 궁금해하는 질문에 대한 해답을 듣는 시간 한번 만들어 봤습니다. 제가 영어를 딱히 잘하지는 못하지만 중요한 정보를 나누는데 큰 힘이 되는 채널이 되도록 노력해 보겠습니다. Hi guys, welcome to the very first episode of 박쌤 and Friends. This is a new show where I invite some of my professional friends, people I personally trust, to share knowledge from their industry that can actually help your everyday life. So let's be honest. I don't know about you, but there's so many misleading information out there. On this show, we always get straight talk from real experts. And I will make sure that we're going to make it fun, and I don't want it to be another lecture from the school, okay? So our first episode, I am super excited to bring my good friend, Lazo, my tax lady. Literally, she is my tax lady. What a great name.
Thanks.
Lazo, tell me, how do you come up with my tax lady?
Oh, I rebranded in 2020.
Okay.
And, I just wanted something that would catch people's attention.
Trust me, it catch definitely my attention.
It's awesome. I get so many compliments on it and people laugh. And that's a good thing for a tax office.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, she is a licensed tax professional with many years. And she's working right here in Arizona, helping people make sense of this crazy tax law. So, please introduce yourself.
Sure.
And how long you're doing these businesses and maybe things like that so the viewer can be able to reach
Absolutely. You. My name is Lisa Hunt and I own and operate My Tax Lady here in Tempe, Arizona. We are accountants that specialize in individual and small business taxes. We have over 20 years experience, about 22, I think.
That's a long time.
I know, it's a long time. For taxes, it's a long time.
Definitely.
And, we bring everything from LLC formation and business formation all the way, to guiding and acknowledging our clients with their future growth in business and take them through tax planning and tax strategy all the way hopefully to a tax-free retirement.
I am not a number person, so if somebody else were going to take care of my numbers, I definitely want that. Okay, so now we're talking about 박쌤 and friends. We want to know a little bit more about your friend size. Then I actually have to ask you, do you enjoy the tax season or you barely surviving your tax season with a strong cup of coffee? How do you go?
Coffee, absolutely. We love our coffee, right? No, I actually really enjoy tax season.
Oh.
It's stressful. It is. There's deadlines. There's everything going on. But at the same time, I know that I have the expertise. I have the efficiencies to get the returns filed accurately and the first time,
Yeah.
and timely.
Yeah.
And, that's a good feeling for me.
Oh.
And to bring clients in that I can help relieve their stress around taxes means a lot to me.
Okay, perfect. So there's another thing. One thing you like to do outside of crunching numbers, what do you usually like to do?
Oh gosh, I've got a big family, so spending time with my family. I have 4 kids. My husband has 2.
Oh, so it is huge.
We are going on our 8th and 9th grandchild is due at the end of the year, so we're super excited about that.
That's
and
exciting.
then we love to camp.
Oh, so you like
to camp. We love to go to the mountains and camp and be outdoors.
I gotta tell you, those smell of the burning wood is really campfires. That's amazing. But anyway, so we need to go back to our actual point. All right. So I have to be honest. I kind of picked over your bullet points.
Sure.
And I saw something says increasing standard deduction and state and local tax deduction capped at $40,000.
Sure.
So I guess I get more money. Is that what it means?
Yeah, so your standard deduction is raised. So with the One Big Beautiful Bill, it did go up a little bit from what it was designed to do with just regular inflation. So there is a bit of a jump to $15,750, and then it's double that for filing joint. But the SALT deduction is basically your state taxes. So it used to be at $10,000, was capped on what you could deduct on your itemized deduction for that state taxes that you've paid.
You said there's now $40,000.
Yeah. So now with the One Big Beautiful Bill, it's jumped up to $40,000 as the cap. So those that are making those kinds of figures, those high income earners, they can deduct now $40,000 of their state tax from their federal.
So it is quite a big jump on the state taxes.
Correct. But it goes for federal. It's a federal deduction on your itemized Schedule A.
Oh, okay. So it's a federal deduction for the state taxes.
That you paid, correct.
Ah, okay. Very interesting. So I guess, I don't know whether I will be that high income earner, but definitely that's a good idea. All right, so let's talk about our seniors, because I have a lot of viewers who are 65 and older, and I hear this quite a bit. It says no taxes on Social Security benefit, hooray, but I find myself that I correct them, say, hey, you never really had taxes for your Social Security income if that was your only income, right?
Correct.
Is this changes
that
for
is correct.
all?
Well, there is actually no change to that.
Okay.
That stays absolutely the same.
Okay.
And that's where the big erroneous things coming through that we hear that, there's no tax on Social Security. That actually hasn't changed. What has changed is an additional deduction of their income for every person that's 65 years or older, whether they're claiming Social Security income or not.
Oh, so
it's for every senior that's 65 years or older gets an additional $6,000 of a deduction against their income for that year.
So that's great. So what you're saying is that people who are 65 and older, maybe they're collecting Social Security benefit. Maybe they were going to already working for part-time. They already have extra income, then it will be good news for them.
Absolutely.
It's not going to be good news for the people who only had a Social Security income because they were going to stay same.
Exactly.
Correct? And also people who are not collecting Social Security income yet, but they're 65 and older and still working, then they were going to get the...
Absolutely.
Okay. I guess we're going to keep working.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so this is another big one. I have to say it's overtime and tips. Let's go over with the overtime.
Correct.
I have to say there's a lot of people work overtime. I remember when I was part-timer, I have to picking up someone else's slack because they call out. I absolutely hated it, but at the same time, I didn't mind it because I get paid more for my hours when I do hitting the overtime. So now, there is some changes on that.
Some changes to the tips. Overtime.
Overtime. Let's go over with the overtime first.
So the overtime deduction is up to $12,500 for a single filer. It can be up to $25,000 for joint filers. Okay. What we have to remember with the overtime is it is just the half part of the overtime. So let's say you're making $20 an hour, and then overtime you get that time and a half.
Correct.
So it's $30 an hour. So that deduction only applies to the half. It only applies to that additional $10.
Okay, so if let's say overtime is 40 hours a week, right? And then I, that particular week, work 50 hours, right? So now 10 hours of overtime, we're going to get paid for time and a half, right? So you're saying the deduction only applies for 0.5, which is...
Well, it's the time and a half. So you get 1.5 times your wages. So it's only the half that's added to that overtime wage that is going to fall for the deduction.
So how much is the deduction on that?
It's up to the 12,500.
Oh, 20,500 deduction will going to be happen for those 0.5.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
It's a little bit strange. It's not on the entire wage amount that you get a deduction. But what you want to be sure is that your employer is tracking that, because we're not going to be able to report that income accurately unless we have something from your employer saying, hey, this was the amount of your overtime and this was the half percentage part of that deduction.
Okay.
So that's something new for the employers that they're going to have to track before the end of the year.
So is going to be something the employer has to support that to employee when they ask for it, or is it mandatory? How's that gonna work?
We don't know at this point. We don't know. We do know that IRS is not changing any tax forms for 2025.
Okay.
So the W-2s are the same, the 1040s are the same. So exactly how people that can take this deduction get this information for their tax return is still up in the air.
Okay, so like say for instance, if somebody who has a W-2 and when they receive it, they sometimes write it down what was the overtime. So would you strongly suggest the employee workers to keep that, especially W-2 form, accurately keep it on the safe in the file?
They're not actually W-2, but also their paycheck stuff.
Oh yes, the paycheck stuff. So you want them to save the paycheck stuff, so
if
that way you can
have their
collect
last
that.
one, especially for that last payday of the year. That would be great, because that will show the overtime.
All right, guys. So if you guys get the overtime, make sure you were going to save those pay stuff, so that way it will help you and also bring to the taxpayers, also the tax providers,
so
to
they
have
get that deduction.
Perfect. That's awesome. All right. So this is one especially big for our community. There's a lot of restaurant workers and also a lot of seniors actually taking some gig job, like you Ubers, maybe Postmates and things like that nature.
Sure.
So those people receiving tips, right? And I heard there's no taxes on the tips. So I don't know whether that's accurate information. I had a conversation with you. You told me that it's not accurately correct, and you wanted to definitely go over it. Yes. Can you tell a little bit more about that?
What's super important to know with the tips is that it has to be reported tips.
Okay.
So a lot of times, your restaurant workers and your hairdressers, your nail people, they don't actually report their tips. So in that case, we can't deduct it. Right, so it has to be reported on a W-2 as tips, and once we have that, then it's up to $25,000 in a deduction that they can take on that tip income.
Okay,
but it would be listed on their W-2.
Okay,
and that's the biggest fear I think that we have going into this tax season is that people are going to come in and say, "Oh, I've got these tips," but we have no reportable tip income to take that against.
Okay, so when your whole entire year of 2025, every income that you receive, whether it's going to be semi-monthly or every week or so, the pay stub, if the pay stub shows the tip as an income, then you can deduct it. But if you never put that income into your tax income, it's not going to be deductible. That's what you're saying.
Correct.
Okay. Each administration has their strong belief. I think last one was clean energy and also climate control. And I heard that maybe changes on that. And will you tell me a little bit more about those?
Absolutely. So there are some changes with the clean energy bills and the electric vehicles, that kind of thing. So there is a deadline in September for any of the
September is this month, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So any project that you have ongoing for your home energy improvements, that deadline is September. So we want to make sure we get everything in like that. Now the electric vehicles
and the charger, I guess, right?
Yes, all of that ends in September as well. So all of those projects, all of those cars that you want to buy to get those kinds of credits that are out there, those end in September of 25. Now, when it comes to putting solar on your home, you have till the end of December.
Okay, so that means whomever installing something, let's say for solar panel for their homes, or maybe they are installing electronic vehicle chargers at home and things like that nature, then they should be finish it or get
They have to have the project finished by the end of December.
Okay, so someone who are actually working on it right now, make sure
Yes.
you are going to
Get it completed. Absolutely.
Okay.
Get your contract signed and dated and get your project completed.
Solar credit for the December, and the cars?
The cars is September.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of a deadline difference there, but so you can get doors and windows and do all of those improvements that get credits, but they have to be done by the end of September.
Okay, so if we were going to start, then make sure we're going to be done by end of this year.
Absolutely.
Okay, that is scary some for people
Yeah.
who started it right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this is something exciting. I never heard about it before, but you mentioned it last time because I purchased car in last year, and you told me about there is some new rules going to be changed. So you guys listen. I guess this is very important. If somebody who already purchased the car this year, 2025, or people planning to purchase it, the new cars until 2025. You gotta listen up because something different. So can you tell me a little bit more about this?
Absolutely. And this was actually a huge surprise to me. I didn't know this was on the docket at all. But yes, if you buy a new car, you have to be the original owner of the new car. And the final assembly of that car is in the U.S.
Okay.
We can deduct up to $10,000 of that interest of the car loan.
If somebody who purchased the car brand new and you are the original owner of that car, then up to $10,000 interest you pay from 2025 every year till 2028.
Correct.
You will going to be deduct out of your income taxes.
And this is not with an itemized deduction. So this is something that comes straight off your income, right on that 1040.
Oh.
So it's a great incentive for people if you're looking to buy a new car or you want, something like that. And it's something I never saw coming, and it was a surprise to me when the bill actually got, signed and in place. It was like, okay, this is great.
Okay, well, because I have to say, I always buy the old car just because I don't like to paying those high fees just because it's a brand new car. But last year when I purchased my car brand new, the interest rate right now paying for the car was way too expensive. There was just some new car owner or the dealer giving you way better rates than just regular conventional car loan that you were going to get from the bank. That's the reason why I purchased the new car. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who are thinking the exact same way.
Yeah.
So you're saying that final put together that car made in US, then it will be available.
The final assembly.
Okay.
So it could be anywhere, but at least the final assembly has to be in the U.S.
Okay.
And there's a list, I believe there's like 117 makes and
wow.
models of vehicles
That's
that qualify for this deduction. So
Okay.
it's very good, and if you're going to buy a car, get the deduction.
Yeah, I would definitely say there's a lot of people who were going to call you on this one because this is something new. I never heard about it. I was very excited about boo-hoo, it's not for last year's car,
Right.
but people who are purchasing or planning to purchase a new car would be great.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, and this is also something I didn't hear about, but I guess there is a free money, especially for the newborn baby. What's that? I mean, I guess it's called Trump account.
Trump account.
What is that?
Yeah, kind of crazy. Again, I had no idea. So what's coming across with these Trump accounts with any newborn born in 2025?
2025, okay.
2025 to December of 2028. These accounts are going to be created for these new babies, and the government will fund this investment account with $1,000
a year?
No, just for the first year.
Okay.
Just for the first year, and for that baby. And so basically it becomes an investment account, and it cannot, there's rules and that kind of thing, and we don't know what banks yet are going to do this, but in order to claim this $1,000, you need to open these accounts with particular banks that we don't know yet.
Okay.
So yes, so for babies it's $1,000. They start that account with $1,000, and then every year parents can fund that account up to $5,000 every year for that child.
Wow, and that $5,000 is not tax deductible, it's a tax deferred?
It's we don't know yet. We don't know how those are going to happen.
Okay.
So whether or not they'll be tax deductible or it will be like a saver's credit like what we have now, we don't know. But at least you get the $1,000 from the government to fund that account, and then you can fund it with a limit of $5,000 a year.
Okay. Now, I am Social Security experts in a way, so I guess the government trying to figure it out deficit now. I think that's what's going on. I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking, because we know that these young kids will not going to have a lot of benefit with the Social Security benefits if we just keep going as we go. So they are trying to opening it up, savings accounts or the retirement funds accounts. Mm-hmm. Because when they're young, and that $1,000, if they just keep it grow, that can be a lot when they're retiring at 65 and older. Maybe that's the reason why they're doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think there is some incentive there to start some savings early. And, I wish my kids had started saving early. I think it is a good program. And once we get a little bit more detail, and we know which banks are going to do it, you do not get it automatically. It's not something that gets sent to you in the mail. You do have to go to a bank, claim this credit, and then they'll open the account for you. Okay,
ladies, I have to say a lot of viewers will going to trying to reach you for this particular one, because I have a lot of viewers that have grandchild. I'm sure you're very excited about that.
Absolutely, yes.
So people who have a grandchild, then they probably were going to call their kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sons and daughters. Hey, have you heard? You got to hear. Yeah, definitely. This is something is going to be very interesting, and I absolutely love the idea that start investing early. I wish my parents knew about that, and I have that early retirement savings started so much earlier. But hey, it's better than sorry. Let's do it now. It's more idea than anything else. Perfect. Yes. So now we're talking about small business owner. I am a small business owner. We're always looking into there's any other savings out there. And I guess there is something called qualified business income deduction this year. What is that?
It's always been here.
Okay.
So what happened is the qualified business income deduction came with the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act.
Okay.
So it came into effect in 2017. So the 2017 taxes that were filed in 2018 had this 20% business income deduction.
Okay.
What happened is it was supposed to sunset
at
the end of this year. So 2026 was going to go on without it. What happened is they've extended it permanently.
Oh, so it's forever.
So it's in the tax code now forever. We get that 20%. As a small business, we get that 20% income deduction right off of your 1040.
Oh.
And they've just extended it.
Okay, that's great news for the small business owner.
Absolutely.
Instead of like this year, it's going to be ended. It's going to be forever extended. I love that. Charitable contribution. What's that about?
That is the charitable contributions a business can donate.
Oh.
Okay, so it can be from anywhere from up to 10% of your taxable income. You can take now as a deduction. on your business income.
So it never happened before?
Well, depending on how you were organized, most of the time those were a flow through to your personal.
Oh, okay.
So now they're saying, no, we want businesses probably to donate and do more like that, and you can take as income.
I'm sure there's a lot of nonprofit organizations who are very excited about that. I'm
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, so this is the last one for the small business owner who has employee. I don't have
Correct.
employee, but has employee who offer employer-provided childcare credit and dependent care flexible spending account. What is that about?
Well, those are benefits
Okay.
that the businesses can offer to their employees.
Okay.
And what's happened is they haven't really changed the benefit. They've just increased the deduction amount.
Oh.
So the child care credit went from 25% of the employee's child care expenses they could give to their employee and take it as a deduction.
Okay.
Well, now that goes up to 40%.
Oh, wow.
So that's a pretty good increase
Yeah.
for your employee. Now the other one, the flexible spending accounts, they went from a limit of $5,000 to $7,500 is what your businesses can now give to their employees.
Isn't that
And
you
those-
need to use every year?
Yes.
If not, that it's going away or something like
Yes.
that, right?
Typically, they're a use it or lose it type of a thing. I think depending on how they're set up or whatever, they're just basically increasing that limit that you can take as a deduction and still be able to give something to your employee.
So guys, as you can see, there's a lot of changes in tax new law and we couldn't possibly cover everything today, but we touched on the questions that I think that many of us actually have a question about. So there is the most important thing. Don't try to figure this out alone. These changes affect your benefits, your retirements, and your future. That is why I want to bring you a trusted experts in our show so that way you can get the right information. So thank you, Lazel, so much being our show. This is our brand new show, 박쌤 and Friends. And before we wrap it up, if somebody have any question, especially these new things that I never heard about, how can they reach you?
Sure. We actually have an office here in Tempe.
Okay.
And we have a website, taxlady.com, taxladyllc.com.
Okay, taxladyllc.com.
And just you can call us, email us. There's a part of the website where you can contact us through the website. Our phone numbers listed, everything. We have everything.
Okay, perfect. So taxladyllc.com, you will be able to find your phone number. Even you can directly ask questions through the website. Is there any fees that we need to worry about if there is any consultation for like 15 minutes or so?
Oh, I offer free consultations.
Okay.
And at that point, we can see how we can help you and go from there.
Okay, great. I know that you are having office in Arizona. So can you only help people that who live in Arizona?
No, we can help any state.
Any state, even
So-
Hawaii.
Hawaii, Alaska, we are licensed to file taxes in all states across the
Perfect.
country.
So I've seen a lot of my clients or my viewers all over the United States. So if they have any question about taxes,
Absolutely.
wherever they live, then they can contact you, right?
Absolutely.
Perfect. And to our viewer, if you found this is helpful, please hit like, subscribe, and share anybody that who might be get the benefit from this video. And this is just a beginning on 박쌤 and Friends, and I will bring more professionals from different industry, all to help you smarter, healthier, and better. Until next time, don't let taxes and insurance stress you out because we got friends for that.